So anyway, happy Monday. We're talking about time. One of the things that I've decided here on Hot Mess Monday is that even though I say we start at 9 a.m. Pacific, I usually tell my friends 9-ish. It's anytime between 9 and 9:04. Hey, Michelle. Thank you for stopping by. So it's anytime between 9:04. If I go past 9:04, I start freaking out a little bit because then I'm late. Because 9:04 is not late for me. And I mentioned this one time a long time ago. Like, I just haven't had really dire consequences of being late ever before. So I've always just kind of skirted by just being a little itty bitty late. So apologies pre and current and past for ever being late. But Michelle knows me. Football season. Chris, shut your pie hole. I don't know nothing about no football. Oh, man. God. I don't even want to talk about football right now. But anyway, hey, Daisy. Nice to see you. All right. So time. So one of the things we've been talking about in my health coaching has been our relationship to time. And I think about this a lot. I think a lot about like existential time, like, you know, how much time do we have left? How much, you know, valuing time with people and whatever. But practically, we all have the same 24 hours, right? I mean, you hear that all the time. It's so obnoxious. Like whenever I hear you all have the same 24 hours, I think, but you don't have my life. You don't know my life. So I get frustrated. Do any of you guys have any problems, like any issues getting places on time or maybe overscheduling or managing stuff? Like, I feel like it's the human condition, right? Also, hello, Chris. Trash talk me on that and then, oh, hi. It's cool. It's all about sports. And I was actually thinking, I had a dream on Saturday night. It was one of those really, really lucid dreams. And it might have been because we just won and I was just like super high from winning. Or it might have been the cheese curds, maybe. I don't know. But I had this dream that I was in another time in my life. And my older daughter, who is 30 now, was like 7 years old. And she was wearing her school uniform. And her little sister was little again, too. And I remember just looking around being like, when am I? When am I right now? What's going on? And I'm like, oh, we're back here again. And it was a little sad to wake up to because I don't even remember. Like I do and I don't. I see pictures, but our memory is so, you know, I don't remember the finer details of every morning, what we did when we got up. Like, I can barely remember the kitchen table we had breakfast at every morning. I can barely remember what cereal they liked to eat. And those are the things that fleet by in time. And those are like, that's the big picture time, right? Like those little moments, though, you just forget them. But it's the little moments that make up our lives, right? Ooh, write that down on a card, somebody, because people already have. Anyway, it's those little bits, those little nothings, you know, just the little nuances of our days that become who we are or build who we are. Like they're like little building blocks of who we are. Okay, I'm moving on. Anyway, so when in relation to like time management, like if we don't manage our time, and I struggle with this every single day. Again, I start the show at 9-ish, or our chat. I start our chat at 9-ish. But I prioritize our chat. And I prioritize a lot of things, right? And so that's how I get most of my stuff done. Although today I'm having to do stuff that I was supposed to get done on Friday. Whatever, what are you gonna do? There was a concept though that we were talking about, like the whole I'm too busy thing. Like, how many of you guys have always said, I'm too busy, I'm just too busy for that? We kind of play this I'm too busy game because either we feel guilty that we're not able to add something else on our plate, or we just want everybody to know how important we are because we're so damn busy. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Daisy, I have so much going on. I have to write it all down and then try to remember to check my planner. Daisy, okay, I do this. I set up alarms for myself, and then I'll also, if it's super duper important, I'll be like, okay, remember to go pay that ticket. And then I'll be like, oh, ticket, because it's like super important I get that done. This is actually something I have to do today. Oh, tickets, they just find me. Anyway, but yeah, like, so there are all these little tricks we play, right, to help us to get all of our stuff done, because we have a lot of stuff to do every single day. We all have different relationships to different people. We have, our employers, we have our clients, our children, maybe our animals, our parents, our neighbors and friends that we've said yes, we'll meet for to watch baseball, and you still show up late because your daughter's taking pictures for homecoming. And then you leave your friends sitting at a bar all by yourself for like an hour, stuff like that. Totally relatable stuff, right? But so what we were talking about in this health coaching class is it's like a game you're playing. It's the game of I don't have time. But if you reframe that and play a different game called I always have time for the most important things in my life, then you might win at that game. Some people want to win at the I'm too busy game. And that's the game they're playing, and that's the game they want to win. And sometimes they win. I mean, the I'm too busy people win all day. They're like champions at the I'm too busy game. And that's cool. That's how they like to run that way. I can't because, and give me a thumbs up if anybody else feels this way. If I'm in the I'm too busy game, I feel my mind is just like, it just feels like scrambled. Like if you were to just take your pen and just scribble all over the page, this is what my brain would look like. This is my brain on I'm too busy. My brain on I'm too busy is just scrambled. It's ridiculous. I can't live like that. And so I've made some changes to my life in that I only schedule one important thing a day. Everything else is going to happen, but I can only do like one important thing a day. If I have a doctor's appointment, I can't go out with anybody that evening, even if it's that evening, because I'm like, I don't know, it might be too much. It might be too much for my little brain to handle. Sometimes it is. And that's how I mitigate the chaos. And that's how I kind of keep the mess to a minimum, right? So what do you guys do to kind of keep your messes to a minimum? Sticky notes everywhere. Daisy, let me tell you, I had a boss who didn't like our sticky note systems. He came by one day and took off all our sticky notes from all of our computer monitors. And we were like, A, what a jerk. And B, we don't even know what we're doing now. And he was like, all right, then put it in your planner. And we're like, okay, I don't like using a planner, but I will now. So I would put sticky notes in my planner because I liked the colors. I liked being able to color code the different things I was doing. But sometimes you have to see it, right? Like if I don't see it on my hand or see it on a wall or see it on the refrigerator or get a ding ding from my phone, it ain't getting done. It just isn't. But again, we all still have the same 24 hours, and it depends on how we prioritize our lives, right? So curious to know, like, what are some things that you guys prioritize to make sure they get done? Or again, like, what are you doing to like minimize the mess in your calendar? One thing that I just found out, and this is something this is an exercise we did in the health coaching, was, oh, you guys, I didn't even talk about enough. I'm too busy equals I don't have enough time, right? And that word enough has been coming up a lot lately. And I'm like, okay, enough for who? Like, why are you doing all these things? Why are you too busy? Who is it enough for? Who isn't it enough for, right? So if you stop and like just think about that, really, deeply meditate about it, like sit and just stare at a wall all you want and think about when you say I don't have enough X. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough clothes. I don't have enough friends. I don't have enough blah, blah, blah. What is that enough from? Obviously, like some of us are like, I don't have enough money. We all could say, I don't have enough money. Well, maybe I'm spending too much. That could be it. Maybe I bought a car I can't afford, something like that. I don't know. Maybe I have some car problems from last week that are still plaguing you this week. Maybe you don't know how to read the parking signs and you keep finding tickets anyway. But that enough concept, that tends to be like the little plague of I don't have enough time. All right, Ashley, I write down up to 5 tasks that I consider to be my main focus each day. Ashley, this is exactly what we're going to talk about. You should be here talking with me. Oh my gosh, I love it. If I'm able to cross off all of them, it's a great day. If I'm only able to get to one, it's still a great day. It's important to track your little wins. That's awesome. John, you use Calendly. I've used Calendly when setting up appointments with people, and I kind of like that concept. You set your own time, and other people pick a time that you're available. That's kind of cool. Chris, I'm exactly the same way. I intentionally keep myself under scheduled because having too many things on my calendar, even if they're fun things, stresses me the F out. Dude, seriously, it's so stressful. And I can almost, like in my mind, I can see the little blocks of calendar and I'm like, da, 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 da. There's stuff, there's something going on that middle block, the middle block that says Wednesday up here. There's something going on there. What is it? What is it? What is it? And you're just like, can't rest. You're just like, your brain's like, or at least mine is. I don't know about anybody else, but that's how my brain works. Yes, Ashley, let's get together for sure. John, it's awesome. Calendly. Yeah, those are some great. I love that we have technology, but we got to use them, right? So I have my phone and I wasn't putting all of my things in my phone. Now I get these, I give myself a 24-hour notice to remind me that it's Tuesday and the Wednesday appointment, or today's Monday, obviously. I'm making an example. That on Tuesday, I remember that the next day is Wednesday because I forget, and that I have a thing to do on that day, right? So, and then I give myself an hour alert ahead of time from that. So I always have to give myself 2 alerts, but I didn't always use my technology. And so I would always just be like, I'd get a phone call. Why aren't you here? I'm like, I'm sorry. Is today Wednesday? Oh, I hate when that happens. But anyway, the concept of enough, and then the concept of prioritizing. So Ashley just said this one thing, and this was really cool. And this kind of goes back to Franklin Covey. Do you guys remember the Franklin Covey stuff? I remember I had a Franklin planner before they merged with Covey. Yeah, I'm that old. I'm Franklin years old. That's right. I need to take a big swig of my coffee because I'm not awake enough yet, clearly. So yeah, so Covey, I think they did the 7, right? They had this little bookmark thing that you would write down like your 7 things that you were going to do that day and 5 things as another person. Mary Kay, you guys, whatever you want to say about the makeup, Mary Kay had some really great business advice. And one of the things that she would do, she would pick her top 5 things that she would do every single day. And she would get to those 5 things. And she would move them forward if they didn't get done. And I don't know if she took the Franklin class or this was just the thing that was being taught in the 50s, but it works. Just sticking to your 5. Now, what are your 5? Okay, it could be anything, right? It could be random things. But how is that serving your life? How is that enough for you, not anybody else? How is that filling your cup, right? I mean, obviously, there's the practical. You got to go to work and get certain things done so that you can get paid, so that you can, go out and drink a lot of stuff and eat a lot of crap and cheer your team on, stuff like that. There's also like, am I getting enough exercise? Am I eating good enough? Am I, am I preparing? Do I have time to shop and prepare good, healthy meals? That kind of thing. So one of the things we talked about was, and it's over here on this page, was prioritizing your life, like the things that are your top priorities in your life. And some of them, and they weren't like work related. I always try and just go back to life. Work is a thing. Work is it's a means to an end. It's not who you are. It's not why you were created. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But for the most part, those of us that are just getting, whoever's, getting a check or whatever, maybe that's just how you are able to do the rest of the things that you were created to do, kind of thing. Very woo-woo, sorry. So examples of possible priorities: physical health, mental health, emotional health, connection to that which is greater, relationships, financial foundation, career, school, how you make a difference or an impact in the world, those sort of things. So you choose like those kind of priorities. What are the priorities in your life? What are the things that are super important to you that at the end of all your time here, you're like, I did all right. That was cool. That was a nice ride. Those are the things, right? So then you go to your calendar with all the little boxes and the little alerts and the little, I got to be there by 9-ish. And you compare the two. And you cross out anything. It's going to be hard for a lot of people. Cross out anything that has nothing to do with those top 5 priorities. I know. That could be volunteering for your kid's bake sale. I mean, your kid loves you, and you can show your kid you love them in a different way. You don't always have to be the one that bakes the brownies, unless that's your gift. If that's your gift, by all means, bake the brownies, bake the cupcakes, save some for me. But sometimes I feel like we do things and we add things onto our calendar to make other people happy, to make other people think that we're doing enough, being enough, having enough. Sometimes we crowd our days and our times in ways that don't serve us, and we waste so much of our lives trying to please other people. I know, hard to believe, right? It's true. Michelle, I've missed you. Where have you been? Rainbow, you and I need to talk, man. We need to prioritize some time. Rainbow's my study buddy in health coaching. So she and I we've got to reprioritize our calls. But anyway, yeah, so like a lot of times we do things that we think will make us happy, and really it's an external happiness. It's a happiness that somebody patted me on the back. And for some of us, we need that little pat on the back, but then we get like hooked on, oh, they patted me on the back for this. I'm going to I'm going to do more of that because I need, like a puppy, need somebody to scratch the back of my head, like I'm guilty of that. And I'm not going to pretend I'm not, but Rainbow. Rainbow and I are like sisters from another mister. We were separated at birth. I'm sure of it. Anyway, she is from California. She's never been back. I'm trying to get her out here. Anyway, but really some of the things that we do and that we crowd our calendars with is for external praise and external whatever. And it's hard not to give a crap about what other people think about you, because it's how we are. But little by little, day by day, you peel that away, you peel the need for somebody else to externally praise you and for you to just be internally happy about your day and what you accomplished, and that you're taking one step closer to what it is you're supposed to be doing here. Then all the other stuff just falls away, and and then you have a little more time to focus on your physical health and your emotional health and making a difference and an impact in the world. So I love the idea that you have those 5 priorities, and in those 5 priorities you can have your things that you have to get done every single day, and there are just things that like my priorities are to raise two more awesome adults. I've already raised 2 awesome adults, trying to raise 2 more. And a lot of the things that I do are focused on that. And I also know that in 4 years, I'm not going to be an at-home mom anymore. I'm going to be the mom that everybody had that drove them crazy, but I'm going to have my own life. And so like now I'm prioritizing the things to create that next part of my life. And a lot of that doesn't have anything to do with my kids. So I'm having to like shift my priorities right now, which is really weird. It's really, really weird. after like 30 years of being a mom, I'm just now having to be like, okay, time to start giving myself a little rope. It's interesting. I don't know, like anybody else in that space? Sugar's top praise of the day for I actually wanted to do a hot mess of the day, and I did it twice last week, and that was it. It fell off. Oh my God, you guys, I'm gonna post this on the page. It's this mongoose. It's my new spirit animal. I think that's gonna be my hot mess of the week. I think I'm gonna do a hot mess of the week. That's what I did. I did another thing. I added something on there that I didn't need. I was trying to do a thing of the day. That means I'd have to take the time to search and blah, blah, blah. So if you guys find anything that is just screams hot mess, please send it to me. I don't have the time to just be constantly looking for all these crazy things because, like I said, two of my priorities are to raise 2 more awesome adults and to set myself up for the next chapter of my life. Oh my God, I'm so old. Anyway, oh yeah. And then on your calendar, you can, cross these things out, and you can decide that this is a yes or a no for the rest of your month or year. Maybe this isn't the year that, I always feel bad when I hear somebody saying, should I be the classroom mom? No, never be the classroom mom. Just don't do it. You have no idea what that entails. I've seen the classroom mom like around springtime. It's not pretty. Yeah. So anyway, that was all pretty much I wanted to talk about. And final thought. How do I make more time? You can't make more time, but you can make better decisions. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for making time to come and hang out with me today. And I hope you have a great week. And I hope we all reprioritize our week so that we're super duper happy and sunshiny and just so damn pleasant that people want to punch us in the face. How about that? All right. Have a great week, you guys. Go Dodgers.